Well, here we are. It is the last day of 2020. It is December 31st, New Year's Eve. I'm going to purpose of this video just kind of give you a little bit of rundown on a few things that's Comet related and Comet Forum related. First off, I'm not making resolutions, I'm not making promises, but I have certain goals I would like to see in 2021. Besides personal goals I have, but I do have a few goals I want to make, so I'm going to share those with you. And also, I'll kind of do a little review on the forum, Comet Forum, and just kind of, a lot of people don't know the origins of it or any of that, and I've printed out some stuff I'm going to share with you. So let's start out. Main goal I have in the Comet world this year is the old Comet here to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee in June. It runs, drives. It'll be a little bit better by then, hopefully. That's in June, the very first weekend in June. For anybody who's really interested and like to go, we'll talk more about it here in a little bit. But if you've got anything to the Comets or old Fords, or you want to meet some really nice old guys that aren't that grumpy, that know their stuff, you might want to come and at least visit. You don't have to bring a Comet. Nobody cares about that. If you've got one and you can get it there, we'd love to see a large number there. Usually it runs around, I'm going to say an average of 20 cars, so I don't think you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff. And there's no fee to enter this. There's no program. There's nothing else. It's just a bunch of guys getting together that have maybe never met each other personally. I've made a lot of friends. I consider them friends from the forum and from the Comet gathering. So, and I put a face to a name, to a handle. It's all related. And I think you guys have been online. You know what I'm talking about. So, I thought I'd get out here and make this right now. I got sun. It's going to go away. And it's going to get nasty. I said something Monday about getting nasty. Here it is. Thursday, yeah, it's going to get bad. It's supposed to start setting sleet, snow, rain, every other nasty kind of precipitation you can think of starting tonight. It's frosty right now. I'm not going to show it because I don't feel like turning the camera around, but there's frost everywhere on the roof and on the ground, and it's cold out here. I'm wearing double jackets. I've got a jacket on it under a jacket, or a hoodie under a hoodie over a hoodie, whatever. That's the most I usually wear out here. I don't get all bundled up. I usually wear a pair of sweatpants under my overalls. Today I don't happen to have them on, but I wished I did. Because once my feet get cold, I'm done for. Feet and my legs, and usually try to wear 2 pairs of socks and all sorts of things. And I think you northern guys, you can make fun of me, whatever. I don't know. You guys from up Canada, or southern Canada even, and appreciate you guys. I'm going to make fun of you a little bit though, but it's supposed to be nasty today, and I guess obviously in you guys, since I'm a southern boy, in the whole United States, I'm from Missouri, we're right in the center of the country, so we couldn't even decide what side to be on in the Civil War. Well, I think we span the Mason-Dixon line. If nobody knows, we're on both sides of it. So a little bit of history for you there. I'm a Missouri boy, grew up here. I was born right here not right here, but in this area, just north of here is my grandpa's place. Right next door is my old great-grandpa's place. So kind of kept a tradition. Grandpa's place still in the family. Actually, I own part of it, I guess. And my great-grandpa's place is not. It does belong to somebody that's a member of the church, very nice lady, and she owns everything in between. I mean, she's got my place on one side, my grandpa's place on the other side. So she's kind of a in between us. But it's good to have good neighbors, and we've always had them. I appreciate that. Anyway, let's get right to this. It's going to be really long. Goals, then. I told you my main goal was get this car to Pigeon Forge this year, which I hope to do. You all know the car is driving, don't have any windows yet, but hopefully have windows by then, and some things like that. Hopefully I can get my intake cast. That's one of my main goals that's going to take precedence soon, is getting that around and getting that cast. There's a few things I've got to get that I don't look forward to. So, you know, if you're wondering, well, why aren't you already doing it? I got to make green sand. I've never done that. I've got to build the flask. And then I think I've got all the aluminum lined out, and of course a friend's going to help me, and he's got a forge, whatever you call it, furnace, and he's got a line on a 20-pound crucible, so aluminum crucible. So I think we're set. He's got some scrap aluminum. He said somebody gave him. I've got some. Obviously, you see where I've used some on the car. If you go back and look at that. Anyway, let's move right along. So Comet related, like to get the windows in, and I would like to get the carburetors on, but if I don't get the carburetors on, I don't get the carburetors on. It drives right now, and I can trailer it, and as I said in one of my other videos. This jacket you see laying here, it's semi-Comet related, by the way. This was the jacket I've worn about the whole time that I've worked out. And there's more hole than jacket. My wife says this thing needs thrown out. So I think I'll retire it 2021. I've got this one now. I replaced it. So until I burn holes in this, I'm wearing the old this bright green sweat hoodie under here, and it's been under that one mostly. It's what keeps me warm. So I'm double warm now. My hands are cold, so I'll keep them in my pockets. But anyway. Another goal that's semi-Comet related, this front of the shed I'm sitting in, I like to get the front end enclosed, and I've told you all about that, and I've made plans up this week. I keep getting dripped on. I need to insulate this roof of this. Condensates on the inside, and then the sun hits it and it drips like it's raining in here. I like to put spray foam on it and like I say, get the front of it built. And I think I'm going to build it look like a barn instead of a Quonset hut. I'm going to build a barn front on it so it has a false front on it like a barn. I don't know why. Just one of the things I would probably do. Well, they'll see when I get that far. But anyway, that's not here nor there. I would like to get a lift sometime within this year or next to put this car up on a lift so I can get my truck sitting right here. You guys can't see it because it's behind the camera. But it is sitting outside, and I like to be able to get it in. So that's the goals on the Comet. I'm not going to go into great depth because you see the forum. Those that don't know the forum, it is ComeCentral.com/forum, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the forum. Some of you are going to know this. Some of you are from there, or been there. Power Band. I was at Power Band, by the way. He joined the forum. He just now came back on, as y'all know, for the third time, actually. I think he joined in 2006. I think he's on the list there as Power Band, all one word. So if you ever want that count back, let me know and we'll unlock it. But just so you'd have an early join date. But so he'd actually been there for a long time. And he was over, and then I think he probably joined from Ford 6 as over there. And Jack Collins was running it. He owned Ford 6 at that time. And I did a lot of IMing with Jack, and I told him, well, I wanted to start one on Comets, and which Ford 6 was the first place that's why the 6 ended up staying in the car. Then people said, no, you don't want to put a V8. Well, I started reading the forum, joined the forum, and they said, no, you don't need a V8 in there, and just fix that 6, and that kind of became I don't know, what's addiction, I guess. Now, understand, I already had a topped up, the 170 already had the triple carbs and the cam and the header and all that on it before I ever went there. But And so they have been a real help on this car as well. And I give credit to them, because if you want to know about a Ford inline six, those people over there are experts. A lot of them are experts, and it can get a little bit daunting because they don't always agree, but they're a bunch of nice guys too. When I was on there, I wanted to start the Comet one, and I contacted Jack and said, I'd like to start a forum for Comet. And if you read the policies, you're going to read the policies, forum policies, and they're almost a verbatim from Ford 6. I stole them from there, kind of. I asked Jack for permission. I didn't just steal them. I said, can I use your policy statement and just change some stuff? And he said, sure, by all means. He was very, very nice. I don't know if Jack's still alive or not, or if he's still over on the forum. But one of you guys who was over there for all that time might know. So I'm somewhat active over on Ford 6 still. You guys didn't know that, because I owe them a lot of this build to them as well, especially the engine stuff. They were a big help. But anyway, so that's why ComeCentral started, so it was a start from that. And I started 64comet.com, plugged my own website, which sat idle for a long time too, because I was learning stuff like HTML, computer stuff, and the best way to do that was to build a website. And so you'll know 64comet.com has been around for as long as everything else, and it sat unchanged until last year or this year, and I went in and I redid it to kind of reflect all the stuff I'd done on the car. And so it's I'm still working on it and trying to keep it updated, but I made it a little more friendly to update. But anyhow, that's where this forum came from. Started the forum. I've got some stuff here that I printed out this morning, just little trivia. May do a trivia contest sometime, and if you watch this video, you're up on the trivia. You might win. Started at 1st of November 2003. In 2023, we will have hit 20 years. I started it, so just so you know, I own it. It's mine. The website is mine. The forum is mine. But it's not mine. It's everybody who's there. I couldn't make it. It wouldn't be nothing without the people. And that's the most important thing on this forum. It's not even about comments as much as it's about people. I consider so many of the people on the forum to be friends. I've never met them. But so I was kind of looking at these, and the oldest members, oldest active members. Well, of course, I'm the oldest member because I started it, so I'm the oldest member, and I'm the oldest active member. Hadn't always been that way, as you all know. I was gone for a few years. But some of these people, I went through and I highlighted. I did like the first 4 pages. There's 3,000 and some people on the forum. There's not that many active people, I'm sorry to say. But the oldest member who's currently active, and active I count as somebody who has posted something in 2020. So, besides me, is D. Wood. He joined the 9th of November in 2003. And he last posted in February this year. Doesn't have a lot of posts. Looks like 139 posts. Some of these people, and so basically what I'm giving you is people who have posted again, I think. Probably my oldest active person. You guys all know him? That'd be Joe, Comet Head. He joined in the 9th of November 2003. I'd like to kind of know, Joe, if you watch this, to let us know why you showed up here. Tweaked joined the 30th of June 2004, and he last posted the 27th of December of this year. I just printed there's 64 pages of these, and I just printed the first like 4 pages, so you guys are all wondering here. I didn't want to waste that many trees, so I didn't print them. Hope I'm not wrecking your name here, but B. Guggenmoss, you know who you are. He joined the 31st of December in 2005, and he was last active January this year. So he posted something in January. And then, of course, that northern guy that we all know and love, Sassy, Fred, joined the 7th of January in 2006, and he was last active this morning. Got your back? It's all one word. He doesn't have very many posts, but he joined in the 14th of May 2006, and he was last on the 19th of this year, 19th of December. 6T5404. The 19th of June 2006 is when they joined, and they were last on today, this morning. Corky Broughton. You guys all know Corky, maybe. If you've been to the gathering, you've met Corky. Corky was the one who actually, I believe, and you guys can correct me, was the one who started the gathering. He's the one who set that up and got the people together. So the Comet gathering is not mine, it's his. Or something he started. And he joined the forum June 29th, 2006. And he was last active March of this year, March 2020. Like I say, these ones I've marked, and then there was more, but those were the main ones. The ones I marked were the ones, like I say, that had logged on in 2020, and that was by date joined. Now, this would be interesting trivia questions right here, and I think most of you could answer these. Most posts. I'll give you a minute. Think of it in your head. Who's got the most posts on the forum? Well, we all know that'd be Pop's Comet. He's got 9,288 posts. He joined on 1st of January 2011. Last active today. You gotta be active to get that many posts in. I'm not making fun of you, Pops. You know that. I am a little bit, but I keep posting. You know, keep posting. I could always say, if I want to make fun of, let's make fun of Pops a minute. Of the 9,288, how many of them were post hijacks? Half of them? 3/4 of them? No, I'm kidding, Pops. Next in line, this is surprising for somebody who's been dead for 4 years. But you guys will know. You guys probably, you've been around a while. You know who the next one probably is as well, and that would be California Caliente. And that would be Roy Poole, who died in 2016. The reason I know that his last post was in October 2016, and he passed away just the day of the post, I think, or just right around that. So we miss Roy, but he had 5,933 posts. Next in line, you guys probably would know too. That would be Jono, Po' Boy Joe 65. We know him as Jono. He's got 5,837 posts. And then right behind him is Comet Head, which he should have. He's been around a long time. He has 5,173 posts. It's Joe. Next one, of course, is me. I think I've done pretty good. I've got 4,263. And I was gone for several years. So, gone from the forum. And behind me is Sassy. We know him as Fred. 4,187 posts. which he's also been on the forum a really long time. Him and Roy all joined about the same time, and Comet had, well, Comet, I can't say that you joined at the very beginning. You joined the month that the forum started, so it's actually 3 days after I'd started it or so. And then dropping way down to 2,132 posts is Boss Cyclone, and I have to give Boss Cyclone kudos on that. He's actually been there since the 19th of October of 2006, and I dumped on Boss. I have to be honest with you. He was moderator for the years I was gone, and he was nice enough to do that. I really appreciate it, and I owe him a lot. He did a really upstanding job for all the years he did that, and we're glad he's still there. Glad he didn't just drive him completely off. Let's see, last time he posted was yesterday, so and it's a daunting thing. It's better now, really. I have to admit, I had more control than he had, and he was running moderation with fewer controls than I have. Getting the porn in the kitchen cabinets out was a fight, and I had to figure out how to search them and remove them. And you guys are on there. You go, when I came back, you know what it was like. And right behind him is Jim 65 Cyclone with 1,952. Jim is I consider Jim a friend as well. He's been at the most every year. He's been at the gathering too. I know he's another person I know I have met in person. Him, Pops, and Corky and Pugs and a few of you guys. I'm probably forgetting people really bad, but that have been on the forum, and I've met them in person, and they've all been really stand-up people. I can't say any more for them than that. And then the last few I'll get here, those that are under 2,000 posts, but well over 1,000. Another one who's been has passed away is Comechero, whatever you say that for sure, 65. He passed away in 2017, and he had, I say he had 1,870 posts. And then Lip Ripper, 1,865 posts. And so, let's see here. Let's just look back here. A lot of these people are actually Groover. Met Groover. Groover's an upstanding guy, and his son's a really great young man. 1,691 posts. Rocket 989, who I'm not quite sure where he's gone. He's actually probably closer to me than anybody else in the world. He's up north of me here, just a few hours. I've never met him. He's a nice young man, or seems to be. And he's got 1,658 posts. And hey, we haven't seen you, Rocket, since 8th of November for 2 years, so you need to log back on and tell us what's going on. Lohman, I met Lohman. He's a nice guy. 1,135 posts. Lou's Comet. Lou's an upstanding guy. He's an artiste. I call you an artiste, Lou. 1,095 posts. And he was last on at Christmas. And then everybody else is below 1,000 posts. That's not bad. Aforementioned Pug 65 has 869 posts. Hasn't been on since June. Mopar 346. Kevin has actually kind of taken over the Comet gathering. I didn't make it. Like his first time was last year during COVID. I didn't go, but several did, and I think he did a good job, and I appreciate Kevin a lot. But there's some others. Several you guys might Radical, and of course Big Dan, who's got the Falcon, who's I've never met, is a nice guy, and he hasn't been on for a little bit, but that's okay. I know you guys got real life to do, and I don't expect you to be there. Come on, I was gone for 5 years, so life can take over on us. And anyway, I appreciate everybody. You guys are what makes the forum. The forum, as I said. Without you guys, it wouldn't be anything. Nobody would want to come and visit. And so, keep on posting. And sharing and helping, and that's what it's about. And again, I have to say this. I mean, and I'm totally serious in it, that in the online world, you find a lot of nasty people. People talk big when they have the anonymity of the net, but you don't find that on this forum. Now, there's been a few little rows, fights amongst people, but we've all we've shook hands and made up. It's just, I mean, that's going to happen. We don't have name callers, though. We don't have people who or do things like that. So, for people in the wanting to come, ask questions. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can ask the stupidest questions in the world, and you know what? The motto of that forum is the dumbest question is the one never asked. So, ask away. People answer. I've been on forums where they say, "Well, do a search and look for it, dummy." And people don't do that. They will actually guide you to different posts, different threads. They won't say, "Well, that's been discussed," and we may say that. That's been discussed and over-discussed, and we're going to discuss. But they'll probably point you to the thread and say, "Read through this." And if you still have a question, ask, or just ask, and we'll answer it again. There's some people that are really smart people. I'm not an expert by any means, and I don't claim to be. I've done what I've done. As far as the forum goes, of course, I'm going to try to keep it maintained. That's my main job. I don't have to moderate people, like I just said, but I have to try to keep it maintained. I have to keep updated, and all those things. My commitment to everybody, as I make a commitment here, is for this next year and for as long as it's in existence, is I'm never going to sell advertising on the site. I have had people contact me, or companies contact me to do so, and I have never either didn't reply to them or refused them. It's not about making money. I'm not there to make money. I don't mind paying. I do appreciate those of you who have donated money. Don't think that's not appreciated. I don't put your name up there. I don't share people's names. I just don't know if you want me to or not. So my safest thing is just not to do that. I do appreciate it, and if you want your name up there, I guess let me know and say, "Hey, you didn't tell anybody I gave money." Okay, well, I'll do that. I mean, if you really want that. But people have donated money, and I haven't spent money. I don't go out and say, "Oh, I'm making money on it." I'm not. Right? It costs money for that forum to be there. I have to pay for the. I have a host I have to pay for. I have to pay for the name. All sorts of things I have to pay for. But that's okay. I'm more than happy to do that. Nobody has to pay anything, and that's the way I want. I don't want people to feel obligated. Again, I appreciate the people who have come forth and paid, but don't feel obligated. This is one reason I don't really want to put names up. I don't want people to know who can afford it and who can't. Some people just simply can't afford it, and I understand that. it'll be there. If nobody gives me any money, it'll continue to be there as long as there's people coming, one way or the other. I don't know. I guess something might happen to me and I end up in a poorhouse, but it will stay there and it will stay ad-free. There's enough stuff with influences of advertising. I don't want to see that. I get so sick of looking at I don't look at magazines anymore because magazines turned out to be big advertisements for whoever was buying ads in the magazine. They don't give you what's the best brakes or or any of that. It was the best brakes are the ones whoever's buying the biggest ad this time. I don't want that. I don't want to be obligated and all that just so I can get money. But we're not going to be influenced by those kind of things. If somebody gives advice, and that's what I said in the posted in the forum recently, and I want you to understand what I said. I wasn't getting on anybody. I don't think anybody believes I was. But I trust the people on the forum. They will give you those things that you need to know. They don't, by experience, not by somebody told me this. We've been recently discussing 8-inch Ford rear ends. I got one laying right over there. It's a 6-cylinder one, but so it's got 4-bolt wheels, but they're exact same carrier and everything in them. Good rear end. It's a really good rear end. I should have probably left it in the car and not put the Explorer rear end in there, but I wanted the disc brakes and the track lock and everything that came along with that, and that's why I did that. Is that overkill for this car? Yes, it is. We were kind of talking about overkill. It's overkill for this car. If I tear this 8.8 up, okay, it's not going to happen. It's just simply not going to happen. This a pretty peppy little car. I'm not delusioned to thinking it's a 250 6-cylinder that it's not. It's a nice. It is really a nice car. And I'm not anti V8. I know I kind of tend to. You say, well, he's anti. No, I'm not anti V8. They're fine. But 6-cylinders are great. But they're not for the faint of heart. I can't say it any simpler than that because and that doesn't make me some special person, just stupid. Because I build what I call budget build on this car, which I haven't spent that much. Of course, it's in the car world. It's a cheap hobby if you don't allow it, to be dazzled by these companies with the slick magazine ads. Just takes a little research, and it helps having things like the forum. So, but people are going to give you an honest opinion, and the thing that you don't want to tell me is, well, because nobody does it that way. I'm sorry. Why? Well, I don't know. Just nobody does it that way. That doesn't work for me. Kind of a little funny little thing I was thinking about the other day as I was reminiscing. When I was a little tyke, we still lived in Independence, Missouri, and we moved when I was in the first grade, so just tell you. But my mom bought some melamine dishes. You guys remember melamine? They're plastic, basically. And somebody told me they were unbreakable. Okay, at 5 years old, I'm going, phew. And I don't remember this, all right? I don't remember. I was told this. My mom catches me on the back porch with a hammer and some of those melamine dishes, and I'm breaking them with a hammer. Because I couldn't believe they were unbreakable. And guess what? They weren't. I don't remember getting in trouble for that. Probably because I probably did. But, it was an honest thing I was doing, proving that somebody's lying. And so, again, real world experience. Is melamine unbreakable? No. 5-year-old could tell you that, and I proved it. So, can you do this and can you do that? Well, people don't, but you can. That's the whole point. I've done a lot of the stuff on this car that people would say you can't do that and you can't do this, and I've done it, and here it is. Now, has it cost me to do that way? Yes. I didn't do tried and true, so my budget build became less budget because of that. So if you really truly want to do a budget build on a car, keep it stock. Hunt for good prices on parts. Don't buy real cheap ones. I learned my lesson, maybe. Well, hope I did. We'll see. And don't try to do anything weird. Now, unusual. I said unusual. If you want to do a build on one of these cars, probably a V8, small block V8 is your best bet. Probably a small block that's common, a 302, 351, that is more recent, would be the smart thing to do. Putting a bolt-in 8-inch in there would be the smart thing to do. The Explorer thing's not bad. It's a tried and true thing. People have done it. And it's easy to do. I'll tell you that. It wasn't hard to do. Now, I haven't gotten the miles on the car yet for it to fall apart, but it might. But anyway, I think I'm leaving. I don't know how long this is already, so I'll leave that. Wishing everybody a happy new year.